My friends, in our lives, we often hear viewpoints like, we must work hard, we need a direction, we should achieve something, we must strive to become a certain way, and so on. Actually, such statements are more like a kind of misguidance. They mislead us into escaping the present moment, escaping who we are now and the truth of this moment. This also means we create inner conflicts and struggles for ourselves and others. We fall into an illusory fantasy about the future. We cannot control when the fruits will ripen. Since we cannot control it, why not let go? Simply appreciate the gifted fruits. In an atmosphere that advocates effort, why not look at it from another perspective? Does life really need so much striving? Does the future need to be achieved through hard work? There's one thing you must always remember. Any future can only happen in the form of the present moment. That is to say, the quality of our inner state at this very second is the key factor that determines the future. You feel pain because you are striving to escape the present. There is nothing in this world that needs effort. The only thing trying to make an effort is your mind. When you identify with your mind and accept its judgments, when you believe that you are in pain at this moment, when you think that only by escaping the current pain can the future become happier, then the striving begins. Thus, the feeling of adversity is created. The feeling of suffering follows, confirming your mind's judgment. But the truth is, there was no pain to begin with. When you strive to escape reality, deny facts, pin your hopes on a future that will never come, your effort seems laborious. You begin to place a tight shackle on yourself. You start to feel pain. You start to feel unfree. You begin to feel the hardships of fate. Effort, in a certain sense, represents desire. It represents that your current self is not good enough. It represents that your inner state at this moment is conflicting, struggling, and laborious. Among these, there's no focus, involvement, calmness, love, qualities that can achieve success. True effort is an act of wholehearted involvement. It's entering a state of flow. In this state, we are completely unaware that we are making an effort. Only when we feel laborious and struggling do we use the word effort. Focus and love are the excellent inner qualities that create the future. And in focus and love, there is no effort, nor expectation for the future. What exists is more like enjoyment. So if you are a parent who wants your child to get into a top university, you should know that love for learning and exploration is the key to success. Likewise, scientists who work day and night on research, artists who create selflessly, cultural scholars who explore diligently. All of this has nothing to do with effort. They are not even doing it to achieve something. It is their inner qualities of love, passion, and focus that drive them. Just like on the pilgrimage road to Mount Kailash, some people prostrate themselves along the way. They have no talk of effort at all. They are not thinking of arriving quickly, nor do they feel hardship. They have integrated certain inner qualities into every action. In the eyes of outsiders, they may say they have great perseverance, they work hard, they are very devout. But in their hearts, there are no such concepts. Similar qualities cannot be cultivated through effort. Effort will only draw us further away from pure inner qualities. And the truth of our own existence, if a sudden thunderclap is heard outside and you feel scared, your heart begins to complain about the terrifying lightning and thunder. Every thunderclap makes you painfully want to escape. Every flash of lightning makes you close your eyes in fear. Your energy has all entered into the imagination of the mind, trapped in unknown fears and anxieties, yet with no power, no energy to be in the present. At this moment, you have already missed the most amazing miracles of nature, missed the moment of being with nature, missed the most wonderful moment of presence. Although you strive to avoid it, it is only your mind attempting to avoid it. In fact, you still cannot avoid it. Lightning still flashes, thunder still roars, and you are still amidst the lightning and thunder. The only difference is that you are making an effort. You are striving to avoid this reality. You are striving to avoid them. You are striving to leave the present. This effort only makes you afraid, only makes you suffer, only adds to your inner chaos. Isn't that so? Effort is a game of the mind, an ego game, an attachment. It is being away from the present, not accepting the present. It's the beginning of suffering. the beginning of bondage, the beginning of pain. In our daily life, we will define experiencing certain things as difficulties, define them as unsatisfactory, define them as not going smoothly, define them as painful. As long as the definition arises, we have already placed ourselves into the tricks of the mind. We have already placed ourselves into suffering. Originally, there was no pain, just the facts of the present. But the mind defines it as pain, so the desire to escape pain arises. Thus, mentally and behaviorally, we begin to make efforts to try various methods to solve it. In this process of effort, you feel hardship, feel pressure, feel bondage, feel the ups and downs of fate, feel unfree. In your heart, you always think, when can I stop experiencing such situations? When can I succeed without effort? When can I, without effort, peacefully enjoy life? After this time of effort, successfully passing through the so-called difficulties, your heart temporarily regains peace. But before long, some things enter your life again. You define it as a bigger adversity, a bigger challenge. Then your heart tightens more. Pressure increases. The heart that had just restored peace begins to stir again. The handling methods that you had barely adapted to face new challenges. You have to make efforts to find new solutions, so you once again successfully challenge. Time and again, difficulties, challenges, repeating over and over. It seems that life is full of difficulties, full of pain, full of challenges. It seems that life must be strived for to get through difficulties, to gain short-term happiness. When happiness comes, you worry about whether new challenges will appear soon. Have you found that effort is more like an obstacle? The harder you try, the more you struggle. The more you reinforce pain, the more you want to change the inner feeling, the more the inner becomes opposed and chaotic. It's like a person with insomnia. He cannot try hard to fall asleep. Only when a longing heart calms down, peaceful sleep will naturally come. Isn't that right? So there's a saying, the method is the result. The starting point is the end point. When we fall into desire and effort, actually the result at that moment has already manifested. The inner is already laborious and painful. However, if you are someone who is cultivating, exploring the truth, the situation is even more so. No matter which classic you respect, which sage's profound insights you follow, as long as there is an element of striving to maintain, striving to understand, striving to prove yourself, perhaps you have already deviated from the direction. Perhaps you have already fallen into the attachment of thoughts, far from the truth of the heart. Therefore, there's another saying, seeking truth is unnecessary, only extinguish views. It means do not pursue the truth of the mind. Do not think about maintaining your inner being or wisdom to some realm. Extinguish all attachments. Extinguish all thoughts that you can do something or achieve something. Then the quiet and vast truth of the mind will be obtained without seeking, naturally emerging. When all obstacles no longer exist, relaxation, joy, clarity, calmness, focus, passion. These pure inner qualities will arise, and only in such clear moments can we know what we really want to do. Maybe become a business magnate, maybe become an artist, author, scientist. Confucius once said, "He who knows is not as good as he who loves it. He who loves it is not as good as he who delights in it." Those who know how to study hard are not as good as those who like to study. Those who like to study are not as good as those who take learning as joy. In this real world, anything that requires you to work hard to persist in self-discipline is because you don't like it enough. For the things you like, not only do you not need to make an effort, even if someone tries to stop you, you will find ways to do it. Do children need to work hard to play games? Do flowers, plants, and trees need to strive to grow? Do rivers, lakes, and seas need to strive to flow? Many people regard some successful people's experiences as effort. Man acts as false. If man does not act, he becomes Buddha. This means that whatever we deliberately pursue is false. On the contrary, following the natural way, without forcing, we naturally enter the realm of Buddha nature. In essence, we only need to be aware in every moment, clearly doing what can be done in the present, sowing every seed of the present with divine power and wholehearted love. Then let the fruits present themselves naturally. So-called success is only an accessory of living in the present. This is also the cultivation in life. Of course, if you are willing, you can also choose not to do anything and enjoy the rich joy of the inherent inner self alone. Because in some sense, even if some external goals are achieved, we are still living in our inner experience. But ultimately, in fact, there is no barrier between the inner and the outer. Everything is an experience of the mind. All excellent and pure inner qualities are actually not real. Therefore, practitioners should not think that they have found something, achieved something. Even more, should not think about maintaining and finding some truth, some quality, or wisdom again, because that would become another illusion in the mind, another obstruction. But then again, effort and expectation are not without meaning. When we see through the thought of wanting to make an effort, wanting to achieve something, expecting something imaginary, it's a pulling away from the truth of our existence at this moment. An instant awakening will occur. Ah, I have gotten lost again. At that moment, it is undoubtedly another connection with the truth. It is undoubtedly a return to the vast openness and infinity of the mind itself. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it can touch and inspire you. See you next time.